Man leaves sick Mustang tied to a tree for wolves. What happens next will shock you. Deep in the heart of a cold, isolated forest, the world feels still and quiet. The air is sharp, carrying a chill that cuts through the trees. There's no sign of life, just a vast emptiness stretching for miles. The sky is slowly fading from blue to dark, as the sun begins to set behind the thick canopy of leaves. It's getting late, and the forest is growing darker with each passing minute. At the center of this haunting silence is a sick Mustang, tied helplessly to a tree. Its coat is ragged and dirty, a far cry from the wild beauty it once had. The Mustang stands barely on its feet, its body weak and worn. Its eyes, dull and tired, scan the horizon. But there is no sign of hope, no sign of a savior. The forest, though beautiful, feels cold and unforgiving in this moment. And in this moment, the Mustang's fate is uncertain. No one is coming for it. The Mustang's body tells the story of its suffering. Its ribs stick out, visible through the thin layer of fur that once shone brightly. Every breath it takes is slow, labored, as if just existing has become an exhausting task. It's clear the horse hasn't had food or water for days. Its legs wobble, struggling to keep it upright. The poor animal's eyes are sunken and tired, with no spark of energy left in them. It's as if every bit of life is being drained from it, slowly, painfully. Despite its condition, there's something about the Mustang that speaks of resilience. It's not completely broken. There's a faint flicker of strength in its eyes, but it's quickly fading. The horse's spirit is barely holding on, and the cruel truth is clear. It may not survive much longer, alone in the cold, cruel forest. Not far from where the Mustang is struggling, the man who did this watches from a distance. His face is hard and emotionless. He doesn't flinch as he looks back at the horse. His eyes reveal nothing. He tied the Mustang to this tree with his own hands, leaving it behind as if it were nothing more than a tool to be discarded. He had no intention of helping the horse, no thought of its suffering. The man knows exactly what he's doing. He leaves the horse there, knowing that the wolves will soon come. He knows the Mustang has no chance of escaping, that it will be an easy target for the predators that roam the forest. But he doesn't care. It's just another animal, just another life that doesn't matter to him. Without a second glance, he walks away, leaving the Mustang to face its fate alone. As the man disappears into the distance, the stillness of the forest grows heavier. The sun sinks lower in the sky, casting long shadows between the trees. The once peaceful forest now feels ominous, as if the world itself is holding its breath. The air grows colder, the leaves rustling with the shift of the evening breeze. And then there's a sound. The distant howl of wolves echoes through the trees, sending a chill down the Mustang's spine. The horse's ears twitch, its body stiffening with fear. The wolves are coming. The Mustang tries to move, tries to break free, but the rope is tight against its body, holding it in place. The howls grow louder, closer, like a warning, a promise of what's to come. The Mustang struggles against the rope, its weak body trembling with each movement. Its eyes dart around, desperately searching for a way out, but there is none. The forest, once so peaceful, is now a cage. The Mustang is trapped, its only company the rising sound of the wolves closing in. With every passing minute, the danger grows, and the horse knows it. The tension is unbearable. The Mustang's fate is sealed. Or is it? The howls of the wolves grow louder with every passing minute, a chilling sound that fills the air and shakes the trees. The Mustang's ears twitch at each cry, its body trembling with fear. The wolves are not just distant sounds anymore. They are getting closer, moving through the underbrush with speed and purpose. The Mustang can hear their paws crunching against the dry leaves, the rustling of the branches as they close in. The forest, once still, is now alive with the scent of danger. The wolves can smell the Mustang's fear, and they know it's weak. This is no longer just the sound of a predator. It's the sound of an inevitable fate drawing nearer. Each howl feels like a countdown, and the Mustang knows it's running out of time. The moon begins to rise in the sky, casting an eerie, pale light over the scene. Shadows stretch across the forest floor, blending with the growing darkness. The air grows heavy with tension as the first wolf appears from the shadows. It's sleek, hungry, eyes gleaming with a predatory hunger. It pauses for a moment, sniffing the air, then moves forward toward the tree where the Mustang is tied. And then the pack follows. The sound of their paws hitting the ground is deafening as the wolves approach, their hunger growing with every step. The Mustang can barely stand, its body so weak from hunger and exhaustion. It pulls at the rope, its movements clumsy and slow, but each tug makes the tight bond feel even more suffocating. The horse's breath comes in short gasps, its heart pounding in its chest. The scent of the wolves is overpowering now, and the Mustang can feel their presence closing in. With every step it takes, the rope pulls tighter, cutting into its skin. The Mustang struggles to free itself, desperate to get away, to escape whatever fate the wolves have planned for it. But its strength is fading fast. The wolves are circling, moving closer with each passing second. The Mustang knows it has no way to fight them off. It's too weak, too trapped, and no matter how much it struggles, the wolves' approach is inevitable. Its eyes are wide with panic, its muscles trembling with the effort to break free. Every fiber of its being is screaming for survival, but the harsh reality is clear. The rope is too tight, the forest too vast, and the wolves are too close. The Mustang is on the brink, its struggle for survival growing more desperate with each passing second. The forest feels like a living, breathing thing, closing in around the Mustang. The trees, once silent and watchful, now seem to lean in, their gnarled branches casting long shadows over the scene. The wind picks up, howling through the trees, pushing against the Mustang's tired body. Nature itself feels hostile, its beauty twisted into something frightening. The cold air cuts through the Mustang's coat, and the rustling leaves add to the growing panic. The wolves are closing in, their eyes fixed on their prey. The Mustang's body is covered in sweat, its legs buckling under the weight of fear. The night sky above seems too distant, too indifferent to the suffering below. The Mustang is caught in a battle not just against the wolves, but against the very nature that surrounds it. The sound of wolves circling gets louder, and the Mustang knows it has moments, maybe seconds, before the attack begins. The world around it feels harsh and unforgiving. Each breath, each movement, is filled with the desperation of survival. It's as if the forest, the wind, the wolves, and the night sky are all conspiring against the Mustang's chance to live. Nature has turned hostile, and there's nothing the horse can do to change it. But in the darkest moment, there's still a flicker of hope. The horse's spirit hasn't given up yet, continues to fight, continues to struggle. It's tired, it's broken, but it's not done yet. Just when it seems that all hope is lost, something unexpected happens. Through the thick trees, a figure emerges, moving quickly and quietly through the underbrush. The figure is a man, dressed in worn clothes, his face serious but full of purpose. He carries a rope and a knife, tools that hint at his experience in the wild. He's been traveling through the forest, drawn by the sounds of wolves and the distress of a struggling animal. The man is not a stranger to hardship, but there's something different in his eyes today. He's seen many things in his life, but what he finds in front of him is unlike anything he's experienced before. As his eyes lock onto the Mustang, tied to the tree, something shifts within him. He doesn't hesitate. He knows what he has to do. The moment the man steps into the clearing, the Mustang's frightened eyes snap toward him. The horse's body trembles, not sure whether to trust this new figure in the forest. The wolves are still circling, the air thick with their presence. But when the man approaches, there's something different in his manner. Calm, steady, and sure. He doesn't rush toward the horse, nor does he shout or make sudden movements. He understands the Mustang's fear. He keeps his distance, allowing the horse to get used to his presence. The man's eyes are soft but filled with determination. He speaks in a low, soothing voice, though the Mustang can't understand the words. It's not the words that matter, but the tone. Gentle, reassuring, and full of understanding. For a moment, the horse hesitates, still frightened, unsure of this new arrival. But then, the Mustang notices something. A warmth in the man's eyes, a flicker of kindness. It's not the cold, detached look of the man who abandoned it. This man is different. Slowly, the Mustang stops struggling. Its breathing still heavy but less frantic. There's a moment of peace in the air. The wolves are still lurking, but the Mustang, for the first time in what feels like forever, starts to feel a glimmer of hope. It's as if the presence of this stranger offers the horse a chance to escape the nightmare it's been trapped in. The man takes a few more steps closer, his hand outstretched, palm open and steady. He doesn't force the Mustang to come to him, but allows the horse to decide. There's a long silence, the only sound the distant howls of the wolves. The Mustang stands still, its wide, fearful eyes fixed on the man. Then, almost as if it's made a decision, the Mustang takes a hesitant step forward. It's small, but it's enough. The man's hand, steady and patient, gently touches the Mustang's face. The horse flinches at first but then relaxes, allowing the contact. A wave of calm washes over the Mustang, as if it understands. This is not an enemy. This is not someone who will hurt it. In that moment, the Mustang shows a flicker of trust. It's hesitant, unsure, but there's something about the man that makes it want to believe. It lowers its head slightly, allowing the man to get closer. For the first time in what feels like forever, the Mustang feels safe. The presence of the stranger is a lifeline, a chance for something better. The man gently cuts the rope that ties the Mustang to the tree. He works quickly, knowing that time is running out, but he doesn't rush. He takes his time, carefully freeing the horse. The Mustang stands still, its legs trembling but not from fear anymore, from exhaustion, from the relief of being freed. For the first time, the Mustang's gaze meets the man's with something resembling gratitude. It's not a grand gesture. It's just a moment, a quiet understanding between them. But it's enough. The glimmer of hope shines a little brighter. The moment the rope falls away, the Mustang seems to understand that it has been given a second chance. But there's no time to waste. The wolves are still closing in, their hunger evident in their eyes as they draw nearer to the pair. The man looks up, scanning the forest, his heart racing. The howls are getting louder, the pack growing bolder. They know their prey has been freed, and they won't let it escape without a fight. The man's mind races. He doesn't have much time. His hand moves to the Mustang's side, gently urging it to move. The Mustang hesitates at first, its legs shaky, unsure of what's coming next. But the fear of the wolves quickly overcomes its hesitation. The Mustang begins to move, slowly at first, but the man is persistent. With each step, the Mustang gains a little more strength. The man urges the Mustang into a faster pace. He's heard the wolves' howls before. He knows they're swift, relentless, and merciless. If they don't get away now, they'll both be surrounded. It's a race, one that will decide whether they live or die. With the full moon rising high, casting an eerie glow over the forest, the Mustang and the man move swiftly through the underbrush, dodging trees, rocks, and roots. The sounds of the wolves grow louder, but the man doesn't look back. There's only one thought in his mind: survival. The Mustang, though weak, is determined. Every step it takes is a small victory, and each step brings it closer to safety. Suddenly, the howls grow louder, too close now. The man's heart races as he turns to see the first wolf emerge from the trees, followed by the rest of the pack. They move with the precision of hunters, their eyes locked on the Mustang. There's no escape route left. They've been cornered. The man pulls out a small knife, but he knows it's not enough to stop a pack of wolves. His mind races, thinking of anything he can do to protect the Mustang. He's outnumbered, and the odds are against them, but there's no giving up. He's come too far to fail now. The Mustang, though exhausted, stands firm. It knows it has to fight back, paws the ground nervously, but its instincts kick in. The fear is still there, but there's a spark of bravery now. The Mustang may be weak, but it's not going to just give in. The wolves circle around them, closing in slowly, watching for their chance. The man raises his knife, but before he can react, the first wolf lunges forward. The Mustang rears up, kicking out with all its remaining strength. The force of its hooves catches the wolf off guard, sending it tumbling back. The pack hesitates for a moment, but it's not enough. The Mustang has found its strength, a final stand against the danger. The man moves quickly, pushing the Mustang to keep moving. But the wolves are relentless. They won't let their prey escape so easily. With one final surge of energy, the Mustang bolts forward, galloping as fast as it can through the forest. The wolves snap at its heels, growling and howling in frustration. The man, still holding the reins, urges the Mustang forward with everything he has. The air is thick with tension, the sound of pounding hooves mixing with the growls of the wolves as they chase. The forest is a blur as they race through it, the wolves closing in with each breath. It's a battle between survival and the inevitable. The Mustang, though battered, pushes itself harder than ever. Every second feels like an eternity, and the tension builds with each breath they take. The man's grip tightens on the reins, his heart pounding in his chest. Then, just as it seems like they might be caught, the Mustang breaks free. It bursts through the trees, out into a wide clearing. The wolves stop at the edge of the forest, unwilling to follow any further. The man, breathless, looks back one last time. The Mustang slows to a trot, its body exhausted but alive. The wolves are gone and they've made it. The battle for survival is over. The man looks down at the Mustang, seeing it for what it is, alive, free, and strong. As the first light of dawn breaks through the trees, the man leads the Mustang into a small clearing, away from the danger of the wolves. The forest is still, and the sounds of the night struggle are fading into memory. The Mustang's body is trembling with exhaustion, but it's alive. The man stops for a moment, allowing the horse to rest. He gently runs his hand along the Mustang's side, feeling the warmth of its breath against his palm. The horse is wounded, but it's not broken. The man takes a deep breath, silently thankful that they made it through the night. He kneels beside the Mustang, inspecting the wounds, bruises and scratches, signs of the desperate fight for survival. But there are no serious injuries, nothing that can't heal with time. He begins tending to the wounds using the small first aid kit he always carries. His hands move carefully, gently, knowing the Mustang needs all the help it can get. As the man works, the Mustang's breathing slows, its eyes growing more relaxed. It watches the man intently, no longer filled with fear but with a quiet acceptance. The bond between them has already begun to form, built on trust, survival, and compassion. The man whispers soft words of reassurance as he cleans and wraps the injuries, never hurrying, taking his time. The Mustang stands still, accepting the care. There's no longer any hesitation, only the sense of quiet relief that they've both made it through the ordeal. Days pass, and with each passing hour, the Mustang grows stronger. The once trembling creature now moves with more confidence, its legs no longer weak and unsteady. The food the man provides helps restore its strength, and the gentle care brings healing to its wounds. The Mustang begins to show signs of its true nature. Fierce, proud, and full of spirit. Where once it had been trapped by fear and pain, the Mustang is now beginning to rediscover its wild heart. It begins to run, at first slowly, testing its strength. Then faster, feeling the wind in its mane once more, enjoying the freedom it thought was lost. The man watches from a distance, a proud smile crossing his face as he sees the transformation unfold before him. The horse is no longer the broken, frightened animal that was abandoned by its owner. It is becoming the Mustang it was always meant to be. The bond between them deepens as the days go on. The Mustang no longer needs to be coaxed. It follows the man willingly, the trust now firm between them. The man too has changed. He no longer sees the Mustang as just a wild animal. It is a symbol of resilience, strength, and survival, and the connection between them is undeniable. The Mustang has transformed, not just physically, but emotionally. The wild creature that once fought for its life has found a new purpose, a second chance at life. The man's efforts to heal it have turned into something more, a partnership that neither could have imagined before the fateful night in the forest. As the man and the Mustang spend more time together, their connection grows deeper. They are no longer two strangers thrown together by chance. They are a team, bound by shared experience and mutual respect. The man begins to ride the Mustang, guiding it through the forests and open fields. The horse, once wild and mistrustful, now responds to the man's commands with ease. There is an understanding between them, a silent communication that only those who truly bond can experience. The man looks at the Mustang, now strong and graceful, and knows that this horse was never meant to be left to die in the forest. It was meant to be free, to run, to live, and to be part of something greater. And the man is grateful, not just for the horse's survival, but for the opportunity to help it reach its full potential. They are no longer just two beings living in the wilderness. They have become something more, a living testament to the power of second chances and the deep, unspoken bond between a human and an animal. Together, they face the future, uncertain, but filled with hope. The man looks at the Mustang one last time, a deep sense of fulfillment in his heart. The journey that began with cruelty has now come full circle into something beautiful. The Mustang, no longer a prisoner of its past, is now a symbol of freedom and strength, and the bond between them will last forever. The days pass quietly, but a storm brews on the horizon. The man has done his best to heal the Mustang, to help it reclaim its freedom, but there's a lingering question that remains unanswered. What will happen when the man who abandoned the Mustang finally faces the consequences of his cruelty? The man is still unsure of what to do. He knows he can't run forever. As he looks at the Mustang, now strong and free, a sense of guilt gnaws at him. He knows he didn't deserve to be the one to save this animal, that it was never his to begin with. He had abandoned the Mustang once, leaving it tied to that tree with the wolves circling around it. But now, he feels the weight of what he did. The man's past is catching up with him. The authorities have learned of the mistreatment and neglect that the Mustang endured, and they are closing in. Word has spread, and the man cannot escape the judgment that's coming. He is confronted by the people who once saw him as a respectable figure, now turning their backs on him. The Mustang, having recovered, is brought to the local animal shelter for evaluation. The once wounded animal now stands tall and proud, the symbol of survival and strength. As the man is called in to answer for his actions, there is no escape from the truth. The officials, along with concerned citizens, stand there to witness the man's fate. He cannot deny what he did. The evidence of his cruelty is too overwhelming. The man's eyes flicker nervously. He can feel the tension in the air. He knows what's coming. The guilt in his heart is a silent punishment, but it's clear now that there will be other consequences for his actions. There is no running from what he did, and no amount of apologies will erase the pain he caused. The Mustang's resilience has become a mirror to his own guilt, and it is clear that justice will be served. The Mustang, now a symbol of strength and survival, is free to roam once more. But there is a certain kind of justice that must be fulfilled, a justice that transcends laws and punishments. The horse's fate has already been decided. It is no longer a victim of cruelty, but a living testament to the triumph of the spirit. The Mustang has been given a second chance, something the man could never offer. The man, who once treated the Mustang as nothing more than an object to be discarded, now faces the consequences of his actions. The law comes down on him, and he is held accountable for the suffering he caused. But as the man is led away, it's clear that the true justice has already been done, not in the form of a punishment, but in the form of the Mustang's survival, strength, and transformation. The Mustang stands tall and free, a living reminder that no matter how cruel the past may be, there is always the possibility of redemption, survival, and freedom. The horse's transformation into a majestic creature of the wild is the ultimate form of justice, one that no man can take away. As the man is taken away, the Mustang looks out over the open fields, its heart now at peace. It no longer carries the weight of fear or pain. The horse has found its place in the world, and the man's fate is sealed by the power of nature, compassion, and the unyielding will to survive. The Mustang's justice is simple, yet profound: survival and freedom, earned through the strength to overcome its past. The Mustang stands at the edge of a vast, open field, the wind blowing through its mane as it gazes out toward the horizon. The once wounded animal is now full of life, its powerful muscles rippling beneath its coat. What was once a frightened creature, tied to a tree and left to fend for itself, has transformed into a symbol of resilience and freedom. Its hooves pound the earth, running wild and free, no longer bound by the chains of its past. Every stride is a testament to its strength, its unwavering will to survive, and its ability to rise above even the darkest moments. The Mustang's triumph is not just a victory over physical pain, but a victory over fear, neglect, and cruelty. It is a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, the spirit can prevail. As the sun sets behind it, the Mustang pauses, standing tall in the golden light. There is no longer any sign of weakness, no trace of the terror it once experienced. It is no longer a victim. It is a living, breathing embodiment of triumph. The Mustang has found its place in the world, free, powerful, and unbroken. The story of the Mustang is more than just one of survival. It is a story of resilience, the ability to stand tall in the face of the hardest challenges, to fight for life when everything seems lost, and to find hope in even the most hopeless of circumstances. The Mustang's journey reminds us that no matter how dark our past may be, there is always the possibility for change, for growth, and for healing. It is not just the Mustang that has been transformed, but the people who have witnessed its incredible story. The rescue, the recovery, the transformation. It serves as a beacon of hope for all who are struggling, a reminder that we all have the power to overcome the obstacles in our lives. The Mustang's journey from abuse to freedom is a mirror to the struggles many face, and it shows us that with strength, perseverance, and the right support, anything is possible. The message is clear. No matter what we face, no matter how broken or battered we may feel, there is always the potential to rebuild, to heal, and to rise above it all. The moral of the Mustang's story is simple, yet profound. True strength is found not in avoiding hardship, but in overcoming it. The Mustang didn't let its past define its future. It didn't let the cruelty of its previous owner rob it of the chance to live freely. Instead, it fought for its life, never giving up, even when the odds were stacked against it. The Mustang teaches us that no matter how tough life gets, we have the power to shape our own destiny. We may face moments of pain, struggle, and loss, but like the Mustang, we can choose to rise above them. We can choose to heal, to grow, and to emerge stronger than before. As we reflect on this journey, we are reminded that the real measure of strength lies in the ability to keep moving forward, no matter what the world throws at us. Whether we're facing personal battles, moments of fear, or even our own mistakes, the story of the Mustang reminds us that there is always hope, always the chance for a new beginning, for transformation, and for a brighter future. What an incredible journey of survival, resilience, and transformation. The Mustang's story reminds us all that no matter how tough life gets, we have the power to rise above it and create a better future. If this story touched your heart, please don't forget to like, comment, and share it with someone who needs a reminder of the strength within them. Subscribe for more incredible stories of hope and redemption, and stay connected with us as we continue to bring you the most inspiring animal stories. And if you've ever faced a moment where you had to fight for your own survival, we want to hear from you. Share your story in the comments and tell us how you found your own strength to overcome the odds. Let's keep this conversation going and inspire each other.